to Cinema Trailer News. My name is Chris, and this will be my spoiler review for episode 4 of The Last of Us. We open on Ellie in the bathroom, aiming the pistol that she got from Frank's drawer at the mirror. Like she's Travis Baker in Taxi Driver. Now, Joe needs a symphony some gas from the road. Ellie reads from Will Livingstone, no pun intended, volume 2, which is one of Ellie's belonging in the game. The cover is the same cover from the game. The one that she reads,
"It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary."
It's actually the first one she reads in the game.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary.
What is that?
It's a joke book. No pun intended, volume 2 by Will Livingstone.
It's also some pretty precise accuracy to the game with the gay porn magazine that Ellie finds, which is the exact same bearskin cover, same mother pose, same test, man of the den, and Ellie making the same jokes.
Why do you even walk around with that thing?
Please get rid of it.
Hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are all these pages stuck together? I'm just f***ing with you.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of
Look,
that.
hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are these all stuck together? I'm just
Now, in the game, when Ellie tosses the magazines, it lands in front of a Pittsburgh sign, but because this episode takes us beyond Pittsburgh, there is no sign. Now, the tape that Ellie finds that's before Joe's time is in the game, but in the game is Hank Williams and Never Get Out of This World Alive. But here is Hank Williams Alone and Forsaken, which is a darker folk song. They put off the road to sleep in the woods with no campfire to avoid being spotted by people, as the series in this episode is adding to the danger of infected, also the danger of humanity.
So what are they going to do, rob us?
Well, they'll have way more in mind than that.
Okay.
Later, Joe recaps what happened with Tommy, how Tommy was a joiner who enlisted in the army, fight on Desert Storm, and then after the outbreak formed a crew that moved to Boston and joined up with Tess. And that worked until Tommy met Marlene and joined the Fireflies, then quit the Fireflies and moved to Wyoming. Now, the tunnel to Kansas City is blocked by a Lee truck. They take another route and they got lost in the city. They find the QC vacated, though there is a man screaming for help and Joe immediately sees it as a trap. Later, he tells Ellie how he knew he was a trap.
I've been on both sides. It was a long time ago. We did what we needed to.
That explains how Joe doesn't pass any moral judgment on these people. He doesn't really take anything personally, and that's why Joe is able to execute here. His own business. They crash into a laundromat where they get hauled by gunfire, so Joe takes out one of the hunters, which catches the other by surprise. Then the younger hunter gets a drop on Joe, and Ellie shoots the kid. Now, but it's not really like the moment from the game where Ellie uses her gun for the first time to shoot the guy off Joe when he tries to drown him in the hotel. This is much a more sadder, more human moment. We don't even see the bullet hit. We only knew from the kid's bloody hands that she got him in the back, and he panics.
It's okay. It's okay. It's over. We're not fighting anymore. I'm gonna go home. I'll tell everyone you're good. I don't know what to...
This kid is begging for his life and tells his name to try to make himself harder to kill, which is one of the first things that Frank did when he met Bill. But it doesn't work, and Joe kills Brian. But not with Ellie's gun, but with a knife. But actually learning Brian's name give us more information later when the other hunters arrive. From here we cut to a former federal prison facility where there are bullet holes and bloodstains on the walls, showing us this place was taken by force. The hunter's leader is Kathleen, Melanie Linsky, a new character created for the HBO series. She interrogates this doctor.
Bergquists. No. Mark Anthony.
And as Kathleen reads the federal rights board, medical attention, family visit, food, and clothing, she reviews this as false promise from an organ that she suffers under. The doctor tries to clean his hands of all these war crimes.
It has to stop.
It has to stop now, you mean?
Kathleen wants revenge, all the evil that hurt her and her loved ones, to never be able to hurt anyone again, and that included guilt by association. So she wants to find Henry, who she believes rather her brother to Fedra, and a doctor won't tell her where Henry is. He thinks she's bluffing, but hunters bring back the people that Joe wounded and killed, and we see that he stabbed Brian in the chest. Now, Kathleen asks,
Will he live? What if I had a doctor?
There's no chance. I'm sorry.
and I love this moment immediately. If you see Kathleen go back and shoot the doctor, she wasn't asking with hope that she might save this wounded. She was asking to make sure she have no further excuse to keep the doctor alive. Kathleen is not thinking about the long-term health of this community in her mind. They are facing a more short-term threat, and she's more focusing on revenge. Kathleen links these hunters there with Henry, speculating that Henry radioed Joe, and she uses this to justify sending the hunters out to the homes of every collaborator to kill them. This group overthrew Fedra. These are hunters that we met in Pittsburgh in the game, and this group is now Fireflies. They actually turned against the Fireflies too after they overthrew Fedra. Joe struggles to debrief with Ellie after the situation with Brian.
You know what it's like? First time that you hurt someone like that. If you, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you're really.
Joe apologized, saying that Ellie shouldn't have to shoot him. Ellie cries, but she reveals why. Yeah, Ellie isn't crying about ever shooting Brian. She's crying over some last person that she hurt. Joe teaches Ellie how to hold the gun with your hands, thumb, and your leg, which make it harder for her to drop the gun where it records, or if someone wants to try to grab it. Now the question is who of Ellie hurt? Well, Joe and Ellie share wasn't about shooting someone, it's about hurting someone. So maybe Ellie might be alluding to some survival skill over Riley getting infected. We know that Riley is on her mind. Now, Kathleen's lieutenant is Perry, played by Jeffrey Pierce, who plays Tommy in the games. He takes Kathleen to Henry's and Sam's hideout, with Sam's drawing superhero on the wall. Both Henry and Sam are actually drawn as superheroes. Perry then shows her her cake in the room with a floor that postulates from beneath. Presumably some infected blood. This is likely was above the deer, which in the Pittsburgh section of the game, that these are people, a group of survivors. They were trying to make home, but then they all got infected. But since Bill part of the game is where you first meet the bloater, and we didn't see that in episode 3. The preview for the next episode, the bloater rising from the hole in the ground, I think is that for that same a cave that Perry shows to Kathleen. And we're going to see it in the next episode, and probably a lot more runners and clickers crawling out of that hole. After climbing 33 floors, Joe spreads some broken glass.
Someone's sneaking up on us while we're sleeping.
Oh, I get it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You sure you're gonna hear it?
Of course I'll hear it. That's the damn point.
This has been one day. Joe got no sleep the night before because he was guarding Ellie. He then drove 13 hours, then he crashed, then he shot 2 guys, and he was nearly strangled. And then he stopped that kid, and then he climbed 33 floors. Our man is 56 years old. A bomb could go off and won't even wake him because of that exhausting day. But Joe asked Ellie about the first time she hurt someone. Ellie, for the first time, doesn't want to talk about. Ellie deflects, saying that Joe doesn't hear well out of his right ear. And Joe doesn't deny it. He attributes a year of shooting on that side. Ellie's diarrhea porn relaxes Joe enough so they can fall asleep, and it's now turned towards Ellie. His father-daughter connection is returning, but Henry and Sam have found them. Sam pushed on Joe with a superhero mask painting on his face, and we end this episode with a gun in our face, reminding us of the back in the first scene of the episode with Ellie using the gun on the mirror. But in this instance, Sam correctly has both hands on the gun, signaling to Joe that this kid doesn't need anybody to teach him how to kill someone. And we get to know more Sam and Henry in the next episode, so there's no much to say about that, other than that this show is connecting them more to the hunters than there has some history between Henry and Kathleen, when in the game that wasn't the case. Henry and Sam arrive in Pittsburgh after coming from Hartford, and they don't really have that much history with the hunters. They just want to get out of Pittsburgh. So fascinating things about this episode, and I can't wait for episode 5. It's going to be an explosive episode full with action. So I really like this episode. So far this show is been amazing, and interesting in the new characters, Kathleen and Jeffrey Pierce's character Perry, what they're going to do when interconnecting with Sam and Henry. I'm very curious to see how they tackle that stories, because that is new, not from the game. So we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.